Imagine a world scorched by the sun. A world where the only thing you taste is dust, and the only thing you hear is the deafening silence of a dead civilization. Where you have nothing to eat, and every sunrise forces you to become a scavenger, a ghost haunting the ruins of what came before. This is the world our story is set in. And for one man, the hunt has been long. For 3 days, 3 agonizing days, he's held this position, his stomach a hollow, aching pit. Finally, his patience pays off. A living creature wanders into his trap. In this desolate, post-apocalyptic world, patience isn't just a virtue. It's the only thing that's kept him alive. He breaks into an abandoned shack, twisting the faucet handle in a desperate search for water. Nothing. Not a single mocking drop. The house's former owner gives him a startle, a grim testament to a soul who couldn't endure the torment any longer. Spotting the man's shoes, he slips them on. A perfect fit. For a fleeting moment, a ghost of a smile touches his lips like a child with a new toy. As the sun bleeds across the horizon, he lights a small fire. He uses refined cat oil to soothe his cracked lips, the scent attracting a small, hungry mouse. He generously tears off a tiny piece for his new companion, even offering a dry joke into the emptiness. Next, it's time to clean up. With no water, he makes do with an old wet wipe. Finally, he pulls out a portable music player, a relic that has been with him for 30 years. The voice of Al Green fills the silence, and he slowly drifts off to sleep. The next day, he spots a woman crying for help, but something feels wrong. The air is too still. He approaches cautiously, but the overwhelming stench of unwashed bodies stops him in his tracks from 30 meters away. It's an ambush. Just as he predicted, he melts back into the shadows, using the darkness to strip the bandits of their advantage. The woman, now a captive herself, fears she's next, but the bandit leader simply sniffs her water bottle to confirm it's not contaminated, then lets her go. She isn't a simple robber. She is a messenger on a holy mission heading west. Not long after, a blood-curdling scream echoes from under a bridge. Another gang of thugs. She doesn't want to get involved, silently telling herself to keep moving. The bandits leave 2 bodies behind and speed off, while she forces herself to continue her journey. The bandits deliver their plunder, a collection of stolen books, to the wealthiest man in this wasteland, Carnegie. He controls the town's most precious resources, clean water and food. Carnegie inspects the books, a look of disappointment on his face. The one book he desperately desires isn't among them. Just then, his lieutenant, Ridge, hands him a small bottle. A smile finally breaks across Carnegie's face. It's a bottle of Head & Shoulders shampoo. In this ruined world, such a simple luxury is priceless. Meanwhile, our lone wanderer, Denzel, arrives in this very town. He walks into a dusty general store, and the old owner immediately tenses up at the sight of a stranger. Denzel pulls out his music player and asks the owner if he can charge it. As payment, he offers 3 packets of KFC hot sauce. The owner's eyes light up with glee, and he immediately agrees to charge the device fully. Denzel then heads to Carnegie Saloon. He barters with the manager, trading a clean towel and a pair of gloves for a canteen of fresh water. The manager, stunned by these treasures, immediately orders a worker to fill it up. But one of Carnegie's thugs gets curious. He wants to see what other valuables Denzel has in his bag, before he can even lay a hand on it. Bam! Denzel moves like lightning, dropping the thug to the floor in an instant. Seeing their leader get dropped like a sack of bricks, the rest of the thugs instantly swarm in. Denzel sighs, reluctantly setting down his pack. He carefully, methodically, pulls off his precious gloves. He can't risk getting them dirty. He looks at the circling pack of hyenas and utters a simple challenge. Come on, then. The thugs, their egos bruised, rush him in a wave of fury. One lunges with a broken bottle. Denzel sidesteps, using the man's momentum to send him crashing into a table. Slash! Another comes at him with a machete. Denzel parries the blow with his forearm, the impact echoing like a gunshot, before disarming the man with a brutal twist of the wrist. He ducks under a wild swing, driving his elbow into a man's ribs. Crunch! He moves not like a brawler, but like a force of nature, efficient, precise, and utterly unstoppable. In moments, it's over. The entire gang is laid out on the floor, groaning in defeat. As Denzel prepares to finish the last man, a young woman named Solara calls out, stopping him. He looks into her innocent eyes and hesitates. The commotion has alerted Carnegie, who appears on the balcony above. Deeply impressed by Denzel's skills, Carnegie makes him an offer. Work for him, and he'll have unlimited access to clean water. To help persuade him, they give Denzel a private, luxurious room for the night. Later, there's a knock at the door. It's Solara, the girl from the fight. As she reaches for him, Denzel understands why she's been sent. He opens the door to send her away, but she pleads, I can't go back. If I do, he'll hurt my mother. Denzel relents, allowing her to stay. In the room, Solara accidentally sees the book Denzel keeps hidden. She begs him to tell her its name, but he refuses to say a word. The next day, Solara tells Carnegie about the book. He and his men burst into Denzel's room, but it's empty. He's already gone. Denzel is right across the street at the general store. With his music player fully charged, he steps outside, only to find himself completely surrounded by Carnegie's men. Give me the book, Carnegie demands. People are lost. They're animals. They need words to guide them. My words spoken through its power. I will be their salvation. Denzel simply replies, the book is on me, but you can't have it. In this world, faith isn't preached, it's fought for. He turns to walk away. One of Carnegie's men takes aim and fires. The bullet hits Denzel in the back, but he barely flinches. He just keeps walking. Stunned, the thug fires again. What happens next is a blur of blades and bullets. Denzel becomes a whirlwind of death, cutting through Carnegie's gang with brutal efficiency. Soon, only one bald-headed henchman is left, his aim as shaky as his courage. He slowly raises his pistol, thinks about his fallen comrades, and wisely lowers it back down. Seeing the fight is over, Denzel turns and walks away, leaving behind a battlefield of defeated men. He's completely unaware that Solara has witnessed his incredible stand, her eyes wide with awe. This is getting intense. Denzel just took on an entire gang by himself. If you're on the edge of your seat, do us a favor and smash that like button, and subscribe for more movie recaps just like this. Now back to the story. Solara follows Denzel out of town, determined to go with him. She even offers to share a life with him, but Denzel, accustomed to walking his path alone, turns her down. Dejected, Solara walks off by herself. It isn't long before she's drawn to another woman on the side of the road. She asks if the woman needs help, but the stranger frantically urges her to leave. Before Solara can process the bizarre warning, a hulking brute appears behind her. The man, driven by pure depravity, begins tearing at her clothes. Suddenly, thwack, an arrow pierces straight through the attacker's leg. It's Denzel. He couldn't bring himself to leave her behind after all, and so the two begin their journey together. They soon arrive at a secluded villa. When no one answers the door, Denzel prepares to force his way in, but an elderly woman opens up. Seeing Solara, the old woman's heart softens, and she invites them inside for tea. But something is wrong. The house is too clean. The old woman's hands tremble slightly as she serves the tea, and her husband just sits in his chair, smiling. Through a grimy window, Denzel catches a glimpse of the backyard and sees freshly turned earth. Too many patches of it. The old woman explains that they've had many intruders, and then her smile widens. But we took care of them. They're all resting now. A chill runs down Denzel's spine. We have to leave, he whispers to Solara. The old woman offers them a plate of meat, but Denzel politely refuses. He understands they've become cannibals to survive. Just as they step outside, several heavily modified vehicles roar towards the house. It's Carnegie and his crew. They've tracked him down. To create a diversion, Denzel throws something that looks like a book out of the window. Carnegie's bald henchman, believing it's the Bible he's been dreaming of, eagerly opens it. It's a fake. Using the distraction, Carnegie's men unleash a massive hand-crank machine gun. The house disintegrates around them, splinters and plaster filling the air as they dive for cover. When the firing stops, Denzel and Solara are captured. To force Denzel to reveal the real Bible's location, Carnegie puts a gun to Solara's head. Left with no choice, Denzel tells them where it is. With the Bible finally in his possession, Carnegie's face twists into a triumphant sneer. He wastes no time and shoots Denzel in the stomach. The impact throws Denzel to the ground, the world turning into a blurry, painful haze. He tries to push himself up, his vision swimming, and pulls out his knife as if for one last fight. But his strength fails him, and he collapses into darkness. Carnegie and his men speed away with Solara and the book. Thinking fast, Solara uses a shoelace to suddenly choke Ridge, who's driving their car, causing it to crash. The other car turns back. Solara grabs a grenade from the wreckage, intending to throw it, but fumbles the pin, dropping it inside the car. She leaps out just as it explodes. When she gets back to the lead vehicle, she finds the bald henchman has somehow managed to accidentally stab himself. Solara seizes the opportunity, jumps into the driver's seat, and speeds away, leaving the confused, dying henchman in a cloud of dust. A short while later, Solara finds Denzel, barely alive and stumbling down the road. She gives him water, and his strength slowly returns. Together, they drive towards the rumored sanctuary by the coast. They find it, a small, fortified community on Alcatraz Island. With his last ounce of strength, Denzel announces his purpose to the community's leader. It turns out they are curators gathering all the books they can find from before the disaster. They're trying to preserve knowledge for future generations. Meanwhile, back in his office, Carnegie finally opens the Bible he's pursued for his entire life, only to discover that it's written in Braille. He can't read a single word. His empire of words is built on a language he cannot comprehend. On Alcatraz, the leader sits with Denzel, as Denzel's voice, growing weaker but never faltering, recites the holy book from memory, word for perfect word. The leader transcribes it all. The scratch of the pen on paper is the only sound, a sound of rebirth. The King James Bible is being preserved for the future of mankind. What a journey! Denzel's mission is finally complete.